Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Yorian Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth say, Corey, I think you might have a problem, Rob.
Corey, I think you might have a problem, Rob.
Well, is this news? Is this news? And in what area are you talking? Because we could probably go on a long tangent.
Everyone here loves you. This is a safe space.
Okay.
We just want to see you get better.
Okay. Hey, I'm playing a deck that's not blue and white. I put the Yorians down. What? Oh, we're still live. Oh, okay. I was just missing my Yorians. Yeah. All right.
We're closing out today looking at some of the decks that we like in the early days of this post-ban standard format, and I am closing with a deck that is getting a lot of hype in the last couple days, in particular from our courageous content coordinator, Cedric Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
A big fan of the green machine.
Yeah, I think it's his first time picking up mono green, I'm pretty sure. He doesn't normally play that style of deck, so it's interesting to see an endorsement from him on a deck so out of his comfort zone.
Yes, exactly. That's a really strong endorsement then, because you know that deck must be good if it's pulling him so far away from his beloved mid-range and control decks.
Yes. And I love that you're playing 3 Lovestruck Beasts. Oh wait, no, never mind. You played Mono Black. That's right. Yeah. But we've seen some Lovestruck Beasts today.
Lovestruck Beasts is pretty good.
Pretty good card.
Hopefully, so far. So I'll have played 6 games with it by the end of the show. You'll have played 3.
Yeah.
You had turn 1 Heart's Desire, turn 3 Lovestruck Beasts, 3 out of 3 games.
Yep.
So far, I'm 1 out of 3.
Yeah. And so far, I think one thing that has been a constant. Just anytime there was a Shaheen on one of our battlefields, that person won that game.
Yeah,
mine were just with Omen of the Suns.
We should probably end the show early.
No kidding.
I don't like Shaheen being a good Omen. That can't be possible.
And how weird is it that Shaheen is like winning way more games now as all the beatdown decks? You know, like that just seems like an odd token for Shaheen. But I guess it was for Hero of Precinct 1, huh? Yeah,
he'll start playing Azorius Control and Castle Ardenvale, and it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So the deck I'm going to be playing was sent to me by my lovely brother from another mother, and it's an Abzan pile of basically said max medium cards. You know, we get to play some Pelucranoses, we get to play some Chevelles, a decent amount of good removal. Just really the most medium Abzan deck you could possibly imagine.
This is a classic Brad Nelson strategy.
It really is. I was like, so Brad, you got a nice brew for me? I wanna play one of your decks on Versus Live, and he's just like, do you want a very medium deck? And I was like, do you make any other ones? And then he sent me those.
Did he put Siege Rhino in the deck? Is he lost?
Yes. Let's hope so. Because then you're in trouble.
Does he think the band sent us back to 2015?
It feels like it. It does feel like it, I must say, and I welcome the change. But, this is good old... I like that you bring that up, because this good old-fashioned Abzan Siege Rhino kind of deck, just good removal.
I know he loved that era, playing with a lot of temples, where temples are back. But, Brad, Siege Rhino and Abzan Charm, they're gone.
They're gone. Wingmate Rock is no longer the best card in Standard.
Yeah,
it is
nobody's
now...
rocking you like a hurricane.
Yes. But yeah, it's just going to be a very medium, mid-rangey to leaning towards a little bit more control. Play a lot of Blood Chief's Thirst. I think that's one of the best removals in the format right now. Yep. Huge fan of that. Like we said at the beginning with that great question from Mason, removal that is well-versed against everything, but it is what I'm going for. So we play Mythros and we play Blood Chief's Thirst, which can kill anything. And the fact that my Blood Chief Thirst, that really is kind of a tongue twister, I must say. But the fact that my very versatile removal spell can also just be a very quick, effective removal spell just is perfect for this style of deck.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. That versatility is the hallmark of mid-range decks. So anytime you can add it with any spell, you're looking to do it, and then you supplement that with just the most efficient card so that you don't fall behind.
Exactly.
Right? So it's that combination. You want the most efficient and the most versatile. You pair them together, you got a deck that can play multiple roles and be really flexible in sideboarding and all that happy stuff that Brad loves.
He does love those transformational sideboards. So we got to keep our lovely insect alive in some way here. So
I will say that this mono green list, as opposed to the ones that we saw last season and over the summer especially, a little bit less all in on the aggro plan. We got Vivians in the main deck, no questing beasts, and that's pretty typical of mono green these days. It's not as all in, it's not as aggressive, so should be able to grind through removal a little bit more effectively, and hopefully that shines through in these games.
Yeah, and I saw the list off Oliver 2's stream. He ended up getting to number 1 with it, and we both shared some concerns that maybe there should be a little bit more lands. Okay.
Keep.
Next game. God, I am on the draw. This is a... This might be our Corey keep.
Hold it down a little bit.
This might be a Corey keep if I've ever seen one.
Also, chat would like to remind you that you can indeed play Yori and Obzon, so...
Hey, that's a good point.
They feel like you messed up there.
That's a good point. Oh, man. I don't know. What do you think, Rob? I already won the marbles. I kind of want to do a Corey keep. What does chat think? Should I keep this heinous hand?
I mean, I think you should, but...
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep.
Okay. I've already played my turn 1.
Hey, your go.
Ooh, turn 1 castle activated.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted.
Not a great draw.
Horn Beetle. Getting for 1 machine.
All right, Ross had more cards. I'm sorry.
I'll get a 19.
You're up.
All right.
You told him to keep because you thought all I'd have is a Sheen.
All right, I will kill that. And then your go.
Don't let your memes be dreams, Ross. That's what they tell me.
So I think I'm going to try to play around Corey having another Blood Chief's Thirst, which might be a reason for him to keep such a loose hand. So I'm going to play Kazandu Mammoth and attack.
Okay.
I got 18. Pass the turn.
I don't need a reason to keep a medium hand, but I do have another Blood Chief's Thirst. But no land. Your go. All right, Rob. We get to blame you.
Chat was yelling and
Chat was saying no.
To mulligan this.
Play Kazandu Valley, which pumps Kazandu Mammoth.
Yeah.
Synergy. That's a combo.
Chat is always way more conservative for mulliganing hands anyways. Let's get real.
Play a Love Struck.
Bang!
Would you describe that as a Temple of Tilt or?
I think that was a Temple of Justice at this point. I shouldn't be rewarded for keeps like this, although sometimes I am. So
land attack for 5, brings it 8.
Yep.
Play Vivian, Monsters Advocate.
Oh, that's going to be easy to deal with.
Okay, so the real motivation here was just to keep Love Struck based at 100% win percentage on turn 1 is all.
Yeah, see, that's all I wanted to do. I was trying to help out that stat here.
Make this a Trampler, I guess.
All right, you win.
In case you have a blocker.
You win. I'll put Rob, we can delete that right from the YouTube, right?
Yeah, we'll edit it in post.
Or just put that it was Rob's idea in post.
Giant like footage missing.
Yeah. Well, how about we play another pre because that was not great.
Sure.
All right. See, I just wanted to go first.
Okay, so now 5 for 5. Turn 1 Heart's Desire game. 5-0.
God, Heart's Desire is so good.
In 7 games.
I don't think there was any other factor to that game. It was just the Love Struck beast.
Yeah, we saw how powerful it was. It forced you to use your removal spell in a 1/1, and then that Kazandu Mammoth and the Vivian just took over the game.
Exactly.
If you had that Blood Chief's Thirst, it might have been different.
Love Struck beast literally stayed home. Did not actually get in there, but
because that Blood Chief's Thirst, you can kick it, so it can kill Kazandu Mammoth or Vivian.
That's true.
The versatility on that spell is important. You were forced to use it on its cheat mode on a weak spell. I gained some card advantage because my Love Struck beast still got cast.
But hey, if I got lands, I was going to kill things. Believe it or not, the 7 cards in my hand were so good. You got to justify it there, right? That's how Magic works.
I'm gonna throw that one to chat. Is that how Magic works, chat?
All right, chat. I think we should probably send this one back. Be a little bit more disciplined. I got to get better at mulliganing, don't you think? Right? Just a perfect hand. Ship it back. All right, I'll keep.
I will also keep.
Your go. And it was just the worst land too. So you know what? I can't.
That was a perfect draw.
You already listened to my terrible advice once. I don't know why you would again.
I know the last time I listened to it, it wasn't good. So keep it up though. I'm gonna keep asking. Let's stay on brand here, Rob. All right. Let me see what you got. Okay. So I can either try to just take the henge. So I don't have to dance around it constantly, or I can take the other stuff and try to leave it in your hand. I think leaving it in your hand is just a little bit more risky, because that is the card that scares me the most. So if I take ooze, you still get to shamble. So you don't do nothing next turn. I have my next turn pretty set up in what I want to do. Mammoths are good too, though. Hey, you got a pretty good hand. I'm just going to take the Great Henge here. That card just terrifies me.
So you're going to go to 19.
A 19, and I'll pass to you.
I will attack you for 1.
Okay. 18.
I will play Forest Scavenging Ooze.
Okay. Well, that was pretty good. Okay. I'm going to go with Chevelle, a card that I think essentially got unbanned as well. I'm going to put a pathway in, and I'm going to pass to you. And then I'm going to pathway to you. We got bounty counters. Oh, yes. Nice.
Well, can't ever beat that card in a million years.
Well, you didn't have Love Struck this game, so you're dead.
I just have literally no cards that interact profitably with Chevelle.
Yeah, because even your Primal
I do have Ramblers, okay.
Okay, yeah.
We can draw a Rambler. Okay, so...
then you just ran through me and be like, what?
If I need to ram through the Chevelle, I need to get 2 creatures that can potentially kill it, so I need to play a Mammoth this turn. So that's what I'll do.
A Woolly. Okay.
Woolly bully.
So beginning of the
Woolly
upkeep.
bully.
God, this card is good. So I want to be able to play a spell as well.
Now I'm going to be singing a Woolly bully all day.
I'll bounty here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already had bounty counters, so this was my handwriting. So we must have made this like months ago.
Yeah, that was previous season.
That is the one we had, huh? Okay.
Corey, previous season?
Kill it.
No. No.
That was nice. All right. Game 3. Draw a card.
21.
21. And then I am going to play this card, which surprised me on how annoying it is. Wait a minute.
Grakmaw.
Oh, it's another creature you control dies. I was like, did I just screw that up by killing something of yours? But yeah, past you.
Yeah, my Golgari Skyclave deck had originally played Grakmaw as just another way to stress like all my creatures are good against removal.
Yeah.
But it ended up being awkward that it's still not good against Heartless Act. You think like, oh, it's a creature with counters on it, but it has exactly 3, so they choose the other mode, and then when it dies, it had 0 counters on it, so you get a 0.
Sure.
So it actually just cleanly dies to Heartless Act.
Okay, that's interesting.
Unfortunate.
And cleanly dies to, the only things I play, Skyclave Apparition and Glass Casket, so...
Okay, well, still have not found any way to answer Chevelle, so I'll play Kazandu Valley.
Okay.
That'll pump the Mammoth. Then I will play Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
Or not that's not what I wanted to play. I wanted to play Nesting Horn Beetle.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense. Beginning of combat, I have a 5-power creature, so Horn Beetle will get a counter.
Okay.
And I will attack for 5. If you want to trade with Chevelle, I'm in.
No, thank you.
You go to 16.
Yep.
I don't have a Scavenging Ooze in my hand. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
I'll pass the turn.
No idea. Okay, so what am I going to put a bounty on now? So Dog the Bounty Hunter will put a bounty here. And I'll draw a magic card. Oh. I don't even know what this card does. Give me a second. Oh. It's just really good. Okay.
You learn something new every day, huh?
I do learn something every day, Rob.
If that is your real name.
If that's even your real name, Rob.
I mean, it's my nickname, but...
That's fair. You're like, well, it's actually not my real name, so... Okay, I will just kill this. Draw a card, game 3.
You're at 19.
19. Wow, this Chevelle card is going to be troublesome for you, let me tell you. You know what? I'm feeling froggy.
I'll take 3.
Your go.
17. End step, I'll add a counter to the Shambler.
Okay.
Yeah, that is not what I needed.
Oh yeah, just max medium removal spells with very powerful 2-drops that get incentivized with removal.
Let's play a 4/4 Stonecoil Serpent.
Okay.
And I'm at 17.
I'm at 19.
In combat, Horn Beetle will get a counter, and I will attack for 7.
You're attacking with a 2/2?
Also, Corey, did you pay 4 for the inscription? It's only...
But it started as a 1. It starts as a 1/1, so in my head
What's
it was
up?
a 3/3, but it's a 2/2.
The inscription of ruin is only 3 mana. I think you paid 4.
Oh, I totally did. Oh, well, that card's good. I was looking at the kicker. Yeah, I could have... Well, I don't think it would have changed anything, but I would play this as well.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks. I just looked at the kicker. I mean, it's my job to play Magic cards, but
Oh, actually, that does change things.
Does it?
If you have an ooze, then I want to play my ooze instead of the serpent.
To start eating things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I will do that and exile the 2 creatures. I will
Okay.
go to 19. This Hornbeetle will still get a counter.
Yeah.
And will still attack.
Okay, in that case, I won't play it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, sure. So 19 to 19.
Yeah, 19 to 19 with this attack.
And then take down to 15.
Okay, so you're at 15. I'm at 19. Everything is hunky dory.
Life is good.
Corey's been disqualified. I win the show.
Never.
Yeah, everything is perfect all the time.
I'm going to put a bounty on this. And you know what? I'm going to kill it.
Okay, I will get a 1/1 insect token. That's
Yep.
why we have these.
Oh, Brad. Coming on the other side. Not cool. Okay, so I go to 18. Draw a card.
You're sad. You're at 18.
And I'll eat your scavenging ooze.
You're at 19.
And I don't... Just go. Just go.
Okay, a little late, but maybe this can start doing something.
Pretty good.
We'll make a 3/3 beast that has vigilance. Or maybe you have a rankle. I'll give it reach, whatever.
Okay.
It's going to die or trade for something pretty soon anyway.
Sure, sure.
Where are reach?
We've used so many of
Reach
them.
dealies.
Yeah.
We're going to call them dealies.
Dealies, okay.
Yeah, so this is a 4. This is going to get a counter because it's a 4 power. So
It counts itself,
oh, it's another. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it won't get a counter.
and you're disqualified.
That's fine. We've never made mistakes. Pass the turn.
Okay, I will put a bounty counter on a Vivian. That's probably not a good sign for you.
Getting swift ended.
Mithros, but yes.
Yeah, Mythos of Nethroid, sure. Card that I really like in this format.
Yeah, okay. So I go to 22.
Yeah.
And what are you at?
I'm at 19.
19. Draw a card. This Chevelle has been absolutely unbelievable.
This gained 12 life and drew 4 cards, and also stopped at various attacks, so it gained even more. It probably gained 16 life and drew 4 cards.
Yeah, no big deal. And then I'll pass to you.
If only somebody had written an article this week with 5 cards that you should be playing in the new format, and one of them was Cheville.
What was that?
Yeah, maybe that would have been really smart, maybe, of that person.
I'm really
do
shocked. I'm really shocked that I came to this conclusion when I don't read your articles. So.
Well, you see, Brad came to the conclusion.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't include that because it makes my joke worse, but thanks, Rob.
Good looks, Rob.
Thanks,
Okay,
Rob.
Now I'll play this 4/4 Serpent.
Okay, sure.
Now this will get another counter.
Okay.
It is a 5/5. You can just double block and trade it for the ooze, but I think trading for the ooze is fine. And actually I don't really want to get in with this because that just trades for the Grakmaw. So yeah, attack for 5.
I'll double block.
I will trade for the ooze.
All right, I'll put a counter on this.
Yep. That's perfectly fine.
I'll exile your Vivian as well. Before this dies, yeah.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will put a counter on this.
You can't do that. It's per multicolor.
Oh, good point. Okay. It can, if it has a counter on it still, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, if I can't kill it, I'll just play another unbeatable threat. And, I can actually attack.
Probably not.
All right, here we go.
Add a counter to the champ.
So you're saying pro multicolor works to every multicolor creature?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm not sure you understand what protection does, Corey.
Oh, too good. Do I just keep putting bounty counters on stuff?
Yeah, every upkeep.
No. Oh, no.
So if you don't have
If you don't have
if
one.
I don't have one.
I don't get to keep just stacking them up and then wrath them and just go nuts.
Okay, I guess you don't get to do everything.
All right.
That's good.
That is good.
I will play a Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
I will exile your Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
That brings me to 20.
Okay.
I will pass the turn.
I'll untap. I'll draw. I'll attack.
Yep.
Trigger. I'll just draw a card.
Sure. Go to blocks.
Yep.
I will block Gargaroth with Swarm Shambler, Stone Coil Serpent, and Scavenging Ooze. How would you like to order blockers?
I would like to put the Stone Coil Serpent in front.
And second?
Ooze.
And Shambler is last.
Yep.
Okay, I have no... Well, you have priority first.
I got nothing. Pass.
I have nothing too. So this dies that... Stone Coil and Gargaroth die. I take 4, go to 16.
Yep. Second main, I'll play Gargaroth.
Okay.
I'll play Temple, Scry. Do not need an Agonizing Remorse here, and pass to you.
On your end step, I will exile your Gargaroth with Ooze. I get a 17 and add a counter to the Shambler.
Sure.
You have 3 in hand.
3 cards, all good.
I will play a 4/4 Stone Coil Serpent.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
No bounty counters. That was a good draw. I will thirst that.
I will get an insect.
Yep. Yep, okay. Now I will declare attacks with these 2 and draw a card. Man, everything just draws a card in this deck. I like it. Go Brad. This card is kind of giving me some flashbacks to Profane Command. Just that kind of style cards, doing a bunch of things, but
You have
good
5 in
service
hand?
value. 4.
4 in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have more removal spells?
In my Abzan deck, probs not.
Oh, like you probably drew the Thirst return.
I did say it was a good draw, and then immediately played a Thirst. So that
and the Thirst would have been very good last turn on the first Serpent.
yeah.
And so it seems like you didn't have removal the previous turn. You've drawn. The Grakma only gets counters when another creature with counters on it dies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because what I could do here is try to block Grakma with the Ooze and make it a 5/5 and just eat that, and then be able to triple block here, trade off for the Gargaroth. It'll be a little awkward if you have another Grakma, but I do need to deal with that eventually, and the tokens aren't worth a whole lot. So I kind of like trying this, so those are my blocks. And I will exile a Horn Beetle.
Okay. Yeah, this all happens. I'll order this first.
Yeah, so everything's going to die except the Ooze.
Yep. So I get a 4/4, a black and green Hydra token.
That's this.
Okay. Perfect.
And I'm at 18 from the Ooze activation.
Yep. 1822.
Yep.
Okay. Second main. Gonna play a Pathway. Black, green, white. And I got another one of these. And I'll pass to you.
I'm going to play a Horn Beetle. No, I don't think I can do that. Because the Horn Beetle's only going to get to a 3/3. Yeah. I wanted to start getting counters on it, but I need another big blocker in case you have a removal spell. So I'm going to Heart's Desire and Love Struck.
Okay.
And then pass the turn.
End step, I'm going to castle. Lose 3.
Brings you to 19.
Yep. Untap. If I'm not doing this now, but I'm just wondering how this works. At the beginning of upkeep, let's say if I target, do you always target something and then it only works if you do it? So let's say I target something and then kill a creature?
No.
Or the ability doesn't come on if you have a bounty
counter? It doesn't even go on the stack because there's an intervening if that says if your opponents control no permanents with bounty counters on them. So if that if clause is not met, then the ability won't even go on the stack.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, so I will draw. That was pretty good. So I will Mithros this, draw a card, gain 3.
22.
22. Now it can't really do too much attacking. I lied. I'll attack for 1.
So another Cheville. That's the only reason to make this attack.
Oh, you got 2 good creatures you have to trade with. That Lovestruck Beast looks way different, doesn't it?
I'll go to 17.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks a little extra inky.
Extra innkeepery. I'll Temple, Scry. Yeah, sure. Here you go.
And step exile your Gargaroth.
Okay.
I will go to 18.
Okay.
So you have 7 power that's able to block here. Which means I can attack with the Ooze. Play Horn Beetle.
Sure.
Play land. Combat. This gets counter. Attack with Ooze.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I will exile all 4 creatures that are in graveyards.
Okay.
So I gain 4, you take 10. You're at 12, I'm at 22.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
And step, I'll take 4.
You're at 8.
All right. Upkeep, put a counter on that Ooze. A gigantic Oozy. So we're definitely going to kill it. That's step 1. So we'll Mithros this, go up to 11, draw a card. Now, probably don't want to castle this turn. Let's try to just play some stuff. I will play a Visionary, draw. I will play... I think I already played a land. Could be wrong, but... I'll play Tangled Florahedron. I don't know. Did I play land?
I don't know.
Because I played Temple last. I don't think I did, actually. I'll play a Pathway and pass to you.
Combat, this gets counter.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I'll put a bounty counter on your Lovestruck Beast. A draw. I'll cycle. Draw. 4, 5. Elder Gargaroth. And play and sack Passage. And your go. Probably should have left Castle open. Oh, well.
Got a counter on the Horn Beetle.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right. A draw.
I've been sort of staying in this game for a long time by just never having drawn a 6th land, and now I'm starting to hit a couple lands.
Yep. I'll attack and make a 3/3.
I'll take it, go to 16.
Okay. Play a Temple, Scry, keep that on the top. Let's see. I'm gonna draw this, take 2.
You go to 9.
Yep. I don't even know what all this does, but I'm gonna do it.
So it's Smother, Mind Rot, and Unearth, but for CMC2. So you're not going to be able to do the middle mode.
Sure. But yeah, make you discard, and then we'll kill the bountied creature. So we get the Chevelle counter, go to 12, draw. That is not a good draw, and then I'll pass to you. Abzan doesn't hurry to the finish line, but it gets there eventually.
It just mediums there.
This is a Brad Nelson deck. Holy cow. I'm definitely channing...
We're back in it now, Chad. I found the answer to Chevelle.
You got the ram through.
Even though you definitely have another one in your hand.
For sure.
Yeah. Not big enough to deal with the Gargaroth. I'm clearly buried.
Yeah.
Needed that ran through about 8 turns ago.
You really did. Chevelle was insane. I probably gained like 15 life. It allowed me to just be laissez-faire with your attacks for like 8 and 9. It's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll take it. I don't need to chump with my Tangled Florahedron or anything.
The game went on for a lot longer, but it was over on turn 3.
It really was. When I drew that Chevelle, I'm like, Oh, against a green deck? That's going to be pretty good. So, all right, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back with sideboarding for our third and final round here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Mono Green, Aggro, and Abzan Midrange. On my side, bringing in some sticky threats against the heavy removal strategy. 2 more Garrick's Harbingers. Another Garrick Unleashed, and another great Henge. Henge can be tricky against a deck with a lot of removal, but I think Harbinger being resilient to your removal and Garrick pumping a smaller creature that lives through it both help me get Henge down, and this is just a really important source of card advantage in the matchup. You do have Mythos of Nethrai to answer it, though.
Yeah.
So, definitely could be worse than I am evaluating it, but want to try it out. Cutting the Nessian Horn Beetles. This is just sort of like your game 1 aggressive card.
Yeah.
I think is going to come out in almost every matchup.
Yeah.
But just gets worse when the game slows down. And then Swarm Shamblers is a low impact card. The one thing it does is really help Lovestruck Beast attack.
Yep.
But you have so much removal for Lovestruck Beast that I don't think you're gonna take the risk of trying to put me in that situation a lot of the time.
Yeah,
You'll just kill the 5/5 and the 1/1 is whatever.
We were just essentially, laughing it up over how bad Swarm Shambler really is. This deck is just screaming for a Pelt Collector or Llanowar Elves in that 1-drop slot, but there, you're really just doing what you can. So for my end, I'm taking out a decent amount of my creatures and trying to be the control deck. Normally, this control element is just going to be excellent against you. Harbinger really scares me, so I feel like I may be making a mistake by taking care of all my oozes, because that's a card that's decent against it. Just bump it up to a 3/3 and block.
Grakmaw is even easier, so if I have a removal spell, Grakmaw still blocks it.
That's true, yeah, because it is hexproof and not protection, which is key. But I'm just going to hope you either don't draw them, or I can play one of my other creatures. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we don't want another Garrick anyways. We're going to leave in 1 Scavenging Ooze. Just because I am pretty scared of that card, and we have Visionaries, which also just aren't that good. We're going to leave in a couple, just because I really am afraid of that card. But Agonizing Remorse, not good against aggressive decks, just not even that great of a card right now. That's why there's only 2 in the main deck, or Brad just, wasn't sure how good they would be. And then we saw Grakmaw just not be that good. It was okay, but not really.
That's going to be a lot better card against another mid-range deck that's playing a lot of removal.
Yes.
And you're able to clear the blockers out of the way.
Yeah.
This is a matchup where Grakmaw is playing defensively, and my creatures are usually bigger than it. And that is the bad combination for that.
Or if you're hyper-aggressive, Grakmaw is going to actually be pretty sweet,
it's mono red where you're blocking 1 and 2 drops, or mono white or something like that.
And then we're just bringing in a bunch of things to kill stuff. This actually could be, Elspeth Nightmare could just be insane. Kill one of your cards, take a great Henge on Chapter 2. I think Elspeth's Nightmare is a phenomenal Magic card.
I also have some Vivians. These aggro decks are starting to play diversified threats to play against the removal, so Elspeth's Nightmare is a next step that these heavy removal decks can take to start getting a little card advantage and taking those big threats. Maybe if they have a second one, then you take the one you can't deal with, leave them the one to deal with.
Yeah, that's a card that I'm actually really the next standard idea that I have is just Orzhov Yorion, but shocking, I know. But just playing that card in the main, not only is it great, kill something, and then the next turn you duress them, but then if you play Doom Foretold, then you get to sack that before you get the Chapter 3, which is usually irrelevant. So it's a very natural slot into turn 3, that turn 4 Doom Foretold already, and I just think it's a great card. Just think of that value. You kill something, you take a card from their hand, and you sacrifice it to Doom Foretold, and then they have to sacrifice 2 things to Doom Foretold. That's really tough for people to keep up with,
Yeah, no, definitely another card to look out for that is easy to overlook.
All right, we're playing the old sweep match. You know what I do when I sweep Ross Merriam? I go get my broom out and I just sweep in the middle of the street, and my neighbors look at me like I'm crazy. But it's a very validating moment, so I'm hoping to take it down. How's your hand?
Not very good.
All right, no Lovestruck Beast. We're live. We're live.
I kind of think this is a mulligan.
Cut.
One of the big issues is the ramp through in this hand is pretty bad. If you just have an answer to the Serpent, it's bad. Yeah, I think it's a 3-land 4-spell hand, but I still think it's a mulligan.
Oh no, yeah, those are always the hardest ones.
It's the worst 3-land 4-spell hand I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, not a chance in heck I would be mulliganing because I don't mulligan very often. But yeah, that is not an impressive mono green hand by any means, that's for sure. It's a disciplined mulligan. You'll have to teach me how to do that someday.
Yeah, Corey's never mulliganing that.
I kept a 1 Castle Locthwin hand on the draw as my only land with 2 Blood Chief's Thirst earlier this match. So if you ask me if I'm going to keep that one, I would have kept it. But it's close, I agree. Because you definitely don't play the Serpent on 1. You would have drawn Ooze, so it would have been just sick because you play Ooze on 2, and then you play Serpent on 3, hope to either get a land or, ram through my play or something. But yeah, not a very good hand if your top of your deck doesn't help you out a bit.
This hand is significantly better.
Okay. I was going to say, now you're going to get punished by having an unplayable hand now. That's always what happens to me whenever I mulligan a close one. I get an unplayable one, and then I'm like, okay, I'm never doing this ever again.
I think we just got to put that and focus on being aggressive on the play.
Okay.
Keep our threats in our lands. So I do have the start.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You jinxed it, Corey.
Oh, I sure did. You should have kept that hand. I'll keep that on top.
Attack for 1.
Okay.
Play news.
Okay.
You're 19.
19.
Here you go.
All right. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. All right. Let's just kill this. And
No land.
yeah, none. Let's go with this and pass to you.
Attack for 1.
I'll take it. 18.
Kazandu Mammoth.
Okay.
Pass.
That's a pretty good draw. Let's go with... We're just, once again, going to try to keep you off great henges as much as possible. So let's just Mythros this now. Pass to you.
I like that Corey used a Mythos
Yeah.
on that because I have a Garrick Unleashed.
Oh.
I'm going to go to 17 for a turn Timber.
Okay.
Untapped, play a Garrick, and I'd much rather get a Beast than get in 3 damage here. So
Okay.
-2 and then attack for 1. So 17 all.
17.
Pass the turn.
All right, that card's a problem. What do we want to do now? We got a lot of options though, so we're definitely not out of the wood, or we're not completely dead.
You got 4 in hand.
5. So you can't really realistically make a 3/3 next turn. It just wouldn't be a very good play. So, I mean, if you do have something like the Great Henge, then I'm just absolutely wrecked. So, yeah, I think we do just have to kick this and kill your Garrick. Let's just get... No, I have to get black, double black,
Yep.
and pass to you. I always forget the kicker needs an extra black.
Yeah, play Lost Dark and get in for 4.
All right.
Brings you to 13.
Yep.
I'll pass the turn.
Now I'm afraid of a lot of stuff from your next turn because I just have a Lonely Gargaroth, and if you can do something mean to it...
You do have second grade.
Yep, pass to you.
Well, we had to put the Primal Knight on the bottom.
Oh,
when we
thank
started
God.
this game. But I do have 2 Ramthers in my hand.
Oh, no.
So we'll play Bonder's Enclave, ram through this thing twice with the Love Struck, and get in for 9.
Okay.
Brings you to 4. So that means 1 removal spell doesn't do it. He needs 2 things, or an Extinction Event. Extinction Event would actually be awesome.
Yeah.
Even, and you shut down the Love Struck. So I can start drawing cards with the Enclave then.
Yeah. Well, I'm at 4, so it's still a decent play. I'll get a Forest and drop these.
The game would have literally been over if I had that Primal Might.
Yep, your go.
Pelucranos Scavenging Ooze.
Yep.
Corey wanted to board out Pelucranos, just letting everybody know.
Ross talked me into it. All right. Yeah, Pelucranos is going to be good here at stabilizing. Same with Skoos. Don't do it to me again. Is this the Questing Beast scenario like round 1?
Yeah, another removal spell would do it.
Or QB.
Yeah, QB, but QBs aren't in my deck.
Okay, well, thank God. If they were, you would have drawn.
Quick, Ross, grab one from your first deck.
Now you have to choose from if it's a spell to draw a card or not.
2 creatures in graveyards right now. I'll give the Polukranos ready to just fight everything down.
Fight, 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 fight.
So sick.
That did take a turn. Your draw was nice. But my draw was nice, you know? I mean, I just killed everything on every step of the turn, but the Garrick setting me off balance where I had to kill Garrick, but you still got something left behind, you know, double 6 free damage. You know. Yes. And Primal Might. I wouldn't put it past you. I really wouldn't.
I would love it if I was slow rolling you right now. I would absolutely love it, but I am not, and I'm just trying to think through how the rest of this game is playing out, and it's going to be so hard because that Polukranos is so good.
It's off the chain, really.
I wonder if I'm supposed to draw with the Enclave this turn and then try to double spell later, because I don't think I'm attacking anytime soon. You don't have any discard, so yeah, I think I'm just going to pass.
Don't want to do it in case you get a land?
I guess I just do it main. So we'll draw a card. That one's strange.
Or a Heart's Desire as well you'd want to cast. Turn Timber Symbiote?
I will pass the turn.
Okay. Woo, untapping. Oh. Oh. No. I'm so sorry I talked you into keeping that or doing it main phase. Well, I guess it wouldn't have worked anyways, right? Or is it 4 or more?
Yeah, it is 4.
Oh, so if I kill that, it doesn't matter anyways, but... Yeah, holy cow. Discard.
You still don't get the return.
I still don't get the return, but I still think it's worth it to do this.
You know I have 2 spells in my hand.
Yeah, we'll take Lovestruck Beast. And, oh my god, that was a draw. Your go. Woo, let's go.
Played him like a fiddle, Corey.
I sure did. Got him good. And Primal Might.
God, if I just played the Harbinger last turn.
Yeah, that would have been rough. I mean, Scavenging Ooze does get out of range of it, so it wouldn't have been insane, but...
Yeah, but I'd have a 4-power thing to start.
That's a thing that would never go away.
I just forgot about you have Inscription. I didn't think you had a way to interact with my hand.
I didn't either. Yeah, when you said it, I was like, I did take out Remorse. You're right, but
yeah, like in my head,
I had Plains in hand, so I definitely just drew it. But
I think I can make six mana. You know, I can probably play this with something else. Maybe I draw land and something. Play 2 things.
No, I would have did the same. To be honest, I would have did it during main phase.
Well, I drew another land, obviously this turn. Now you just get to fight both my things, and probably don't even fight the 1/1. You just fight Todd, make Ooze big, and attack.
Yeah. So 3.
I don't know if you want to fight Todd though. He seems scrappy.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, no kidding. I actually want to fight now, just because you could Great Henge. So let's fight this.
I'm drawing Great Henge next turn.
Oh, for sure.
That's guaranteed.
And I will... I mean, I guess, I can pump if you draw Questing Beast, which probably isn't in your deck, but I'll attack.
I'm at 14.
Okay, I'll play it. Here you go.
Heart's Desire and Lovestruck.
Okay.
You're up.
I will fight Shaheen. Shaheen I could take, for sure. For sure. All right. Get rid of Harbinger as well.
You go to 5.
Yep. All right. Okay, why not? Eliminate that. I'll fight this. I'll eat 3 of your creatures. Bang. So I go to 8.
And I go to 7.
All right, here you go. That game went south for you real bad.
And I'm just in the abyss now.
Yeah.
No, and I don't have any sort of death touch creature to draw, like questing beasts that can ever trade with this.
Yeah.
Can't draw anything that's bigger.
I got to share a personal story from me and Ross. We before the show today, we decided to, start the day off right and played some frisbee golf. He managed to hit just about every tree or every pathway.
I hit a lot of trees today. I just didn't throw the disc well.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, every time we play practice games of Magic before the show, whoever just gets crushed usually just dominates the show. So I'm like, you're 100% now to just dominate versus live. And I guess the fates did not agree for this time around. So
they did not.
Wasn't your day.
If I get to keep that 7, I win that game. And it looks like a dominating performance from the green deck where I just curve out and run you over. But had to get rid of the Primal Might and keep 3 lands, Lovestruck, Ooze, Garrick. Just the perfect curve out.
I mean, yeah, that's the card you have to.
Yeah. Against all removal deck, like you just have to put the removal. And I drew 2.
Wait, you had Ooze as well?
Yeah, I had a 2-drop, right? That I played on curve. Yeah. So I just kept Turn Timber, Castle, Forest.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of a land there.
The only thing that I would consider ram through is the general fear, or it was Primal Might.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say
it doesn't kill Chevelle.
Exactly. I think I would keep, it doesn't kill it well. I think I would keep ram through there instead of one of the cards
instead of Ooze, maybe?
If I was super scared. Like if I was at a match against you in your position and we played the first game and I won with Chevelle so handedly like that, I tend to just lean on keeping the cards that deal with it, but Primal Might is not a good answer to that. So I would have did the exact same thing and got exactly punished.
I didn't really get punished. I needed all of the pieces to get into that position anyway.
True.
I needed the full 7. It just happened, and I drew a couple of removal spells, which is perfect. Put one back, draw 2 more. That's a good number.
You did have a good draw too.
Enough threats, but it just was. I needed 1 Primal Might, 1 Ram Through instead of 2 Ram Throughs.
Yep.
And I had a lot of those games today where I was just like very close, but needed one more thing to push over the top, or needed to stumble once or something like that.
Agreed. And my draw was Blood Chief's Thirst into Blood Chief's Thirst into Mythos into Blood Chief's Thirst into Gargaroth into Pelucranos and Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah.
And you dealt with everything until turn 6, where you were just short, 1 creature short or 1 removal spell off the top short of winning the game. And that's basically the best I could muster up outside of Extinction Event, getting a 2-for-1 or something. Otherwise that is, that's the best draw I could have.
Yeah,
so.
you went.
Yeah.
I curved, 1 to 4. You curved 2 through 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I sort of curved 1 through 5, right? Because I had double removal spell on turn 5 to deal with the Gargaroth.
Yep.
And you curved 2 through 6, but I was, just a little bit out of gas from having to 2-for myself on the Gargaroth and being on the mulligan on the play. Yeah. Stabilize barely at essentially 3 life. Like I had to do it 4, I could make that attack the last turn and force through 1.
Yeah.
And force the Ooze to die. Maybe I should have done that.
Yeah.
Right, because I have the 5/5, the 3/3, and the 1/1, and I have the Enclave. I definitely should have just. You can eat the 1/1 with the Ooze and go to 1, then eat the Pelucranos. So then you have a 1/1 Pelucranos. You still have an Ooze, but all I have is a beast, and you're at 1. Yeah, so that attack doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Maybe not. Yeah. That's interesting. The only thing I'm really thinking about is there's some neighbor kids that play basketball next to my house, and they get rocks all over the yard or out all over the street. So I'm just gonna clean those rocks up with some nice sweeping here after this.
I really hate you.
Love you too. All right, Rob, that's going to do it for the show. Let's thank some subs. Let's thank some sponsors, and we're going to get out of here.
All right. We got a few subs today. Go Thulu, subscribe for 4 months. Ragnar Forge for 8 months. Master Marshmallow for 21 months.
Oh.
And Vlad GG for 3 months. So thank you to all of our subs.
4 of them. Gotta love it.
Thank you for that support. And if you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium for $7.99 a month. You will gain access to exclusive content from our content creators, as well as some great perks. That is 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you want to be comfy while you're watching all that premium content that Star City Games provides, you can head over to carnox.com/SCG. Get one of these Carnox gaming chairs. Use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these chairs we use every Tuesday Tuesday and Thursday.
And last but not least, we are sponsored by Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire catalog at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG there to get 10% off of your purchase as well. You know what? After the day I've had today, I could use a mog root water.
You're going to use a mog root water?
I think I'm going to go home and have a nice mog root water.
I got to say, you beat me Tuesday with this shirt, and we just got these this week. The Goblins are undefeated.
Yeah, mog root water. That's the stuff.
So if you want to win in Magic too, this is the shirt you should just go buy right now.
That's the story of the week.
Buy a chair, buy Premium to be able to check out some sweet deck lists. Get this shirt. You're going to be winning an arena in no time. Absolutely no time. So, all right, everyone. I want to thank you so much for checking out another week of Standard. Standard's looking awesome. I would be shocked if we don't get in at least another show next week with Standard, if not more. I have been having a blast playing it. I'm going home to just play more Magic. I'm not going to lie. I'm hooked on Yorion, and I don't care who knows it. So, but Standard's in a great place.
The intervention failed.
All six of these decks, I think, are very strong. All of them showed some very good things. I think my favorites are Golgari, Adventures, and the Yorion deck. What would be your favorites from the day?
I do like the Skyclave Shade Shell. I'm not sure if Mono Black is the best way to go with it. I'm still going to keep working on those.
Okay.
And I do think Mono Green is quite good.
I do too. Yeah.
Again, so consistent. And yet so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, the really good 3-drops of Love Struck Beast is probably just one of the best cards in the entire format.
Yeah.
Along with Vivian. Vivian is another card I wrote about in that article I mentioned earlier as something that is going to be a breakout star in the new format. So,
and we've been saying that for so long, that Nissa just overshadowed, Nissa Who Shakes the World just overshadows that card. And now that that's gone and the power level is lowered, I think it's Vivian's time to, be a 2 or a 3 of in the main type of card. I really do think it's that strong. And speaking of articles, if you're interested in the mono green deck, I know Cedric just posted an article as well on that.
Claim that is the best deck in Zendikar Rising Standard.
I mean, he could be right. He could be right, but he's going to say it regardless. So I'll have to read the article first to really decipher his results. But I know he's been pretty high on the ladder as well with it.
I'm kind of interested to see if his list differs. This is Oliver's list, and it's a little different than the ones I had seen before.
Yep.
Is Cedric still like Questing Beast? Is he not playing it like a lot of other people?
Yeah.
A Horn Beetle is certainly not stock. I think most people aren't playing as many Ram Throughs and just have 4 Primal Mites in the main.
Yep.
Where does Cedric lie on that removal split? So there's that. For you normally think a monocolor deck, you're usually scraping the bottom of the barrel to fill out your list, especially in the sideboard. But the mono green deck now has options. So there's some variance in the way these lists are built. So I'll be interested to see how Cedric, who has a ton of experience with the deck, is building that one.
Totally agree. So check that out, like we said, on Premium, as well as a lot of other cool stuff there. But that's going to do it for us today. We will be back Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time to play some more Magic. Oh, and give me those marbles. Get those over here. Get
Not
those
doing it on camera. We're ending the show.
I'm not ending the show. Rob, don't end the show until...